Okay, I nailed that landing. That I nailed that landing. Maybe. I was trying to land straight into a mushroom. Like, um, I know that's just too much. Too silly. All right. Hello, hello, Fancy. So good to see you. Let's see if this is working. Here we go. We'll get started in just a moment. Let me spam the chat. All the way down here. How many minutes? 3 minutes. All right, let's just say now. Okie dokie. I love these mushrooms, Fancy. But you know what? There's something that bugs me so much when I see them. Um, I did not shade smooth. And so I see these, you can see the absolute like angles. If I would have just hit shade smooth, it would have been so pretty. And I could still go through and do it. But then I'm also like, I have to go through the approval process and everything. But yeah, I can't not see it. Like, I love these mushrooms, but every time I see it, I'm like, gotta fix that. But then sometimes shade smooth move like it kind of I don't know, it just like distorts it a little bit more, so it doesn't look the way you wanted it to. So I'm also wondering, maybe that's why, maybe I didn't shade smooth. Maybe I left it on purpose. The little one looks better than the big one. Oh, Scat! Hello, hello, Scat. I have to jump down and throw the hearts. Somebody told me yesterday that the hearts don't show up because of the back. They don't. The back face culling issue. Look, no hearts right there. Oh, and I see pieces doing something too, and I don't see it. But if you turn around, you can see them. So they got to go back in and do those faces. Same thing with the trees. If anybody doesn't know what back face culling is, it's basically like when you have a transparent object. In the past, basically, Decentraland had X-ray vision. It could see through the back side of this. I'm looking at the front right now, but here is the back. So that's why like you can't see anything. So in the past, Decentraland had X-ray vision, could see through it, but I think it was like Spider-Man, like great power comes with great responsibility. And it was like, yeah, I guess, well, maybe, okay, maybe not that great power, but it was like heavy load to do that. So they took it away. So I have to go through, I know it's an easy fix. Like if you're just building something, it's a really easy fix. Actually, there's probably like a super easy way to do it. It's probably like a button, but I've just been like putting something on both sides. Now as I'm talking, I'm like, yeah, there is probably a memo about this where they're like, just hit this button. But we don't like to just do buttons. We like to find another way to do it because then we like completely learn. Whoa, I'm up here. We should have camera wars where you like have to do an obstacle course with the camera. What do you think? And like the first person to effectively go through the obstacle course with the camera is the winner. I don't know. Look at this view. Look at that. What? I see some buildings over there, fancy. Little something something in the background. I'm gonna enjoy this view, guys, because this is it. This is the last time that we're gonna see that view. Cantina's not going anywhere, guys. I'm not that uh I'm not that energetic to change it all at once. It would be awesome to like up glam it, but one build at a time. One build at a time. So thanks for being here, you guys. We got Peace, we got Scat. I think I saw Kamuzik and Elaine from Seinfeld, or maybe Elaine is not from Seinfeld, but we welcome you. You can have soup. We have soup for you. Ground has broken. Yes, fancy. Wow. It is wonderful to break ground, to build something. It's also a lot of work, you guys. Hydrate, eat your goodies, eat your snacks, rest your hands, stretch your toes. You guys, like, my toes were going numb yesterday. I was blendering so hard. I was in Blender. I was building so hard that my toes were going numb because I think they were like squashed against the floor because I was so intense. Either that or I was like butterfly garden farming at Tiger Farm. Maybe that was it. But at one point, I got up to walk and my toes were numb. So stretch, you guys. I've been so locked in. Um, yeah. Oh yes. Oh, Elaine, look at that. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Um, yeah, like my neck is starting to hurt. I am way too locked in. So if anybody is sending me messages, I'm like behind on everything, and I have outsourced as much as I can. Um, oh yeah, thank you, Crystals. Yeah, we might need a refresh if you just got here. Yup. All right, so oh, guys, I'm so excited. I was telling Fancy, like I have left the stratosphere. Like I'm very, very excited about what I've been building behind the cantina. Um, and it's a lot, but to be honest, I've done it all in like a week. And that's kind of crazy because I've been recycling so many buildings from my giant city of like 1,000 parcels. I just go in there. I'm like, I need a square building, like small. What would fit in this spot? And I can just look around at all these buildings that I made like probably over a month, and I can just shop and then find the one that works and then bring it over. And so I think as you're building stuff, like as you're creating stuff, I think the process of building can be overwhelming. And so, like, all of this is kind of like cyberpunk theme. But I also have a different, experience that I want to build for that's like whimsical. And then I have another one that it's like, wow, wouldn't it be cool if we had like Vikings here? And so in my brain, that's too much. That's too much overload. So I like actually like went on ChatGPT. I was like, how? Because I'm not an organized person. I'm creative. I'm not organized. I asked ChatGPT, how can I not be my own worst enemy? Like these are I actually told it. I was like, I'm disorganized. I'm easily distracted by shiny things. I love building, blah blah blah. And ChatGPT's like, yeah, I got you. Like it kind of knew what kind of person I was. So it was like, don't think about building all of this like you're thinking about building a city. Like don't think about building a city, think about 10 assets that you can recycle. Just build 10. Just so like I don't know, a sign. So a sign is something that you can use everywhere. You could use a sign in a cyberpunk world, a whimsical world, a medieval world, and they're all going to look different. But that's like the base layer. So if I made a sign, then I could just take that and I could use it in, if I'm building in my cyberpunk one, I could put it there. There's also like lights. I could build a light, and the light that I put in the cyberpunk world is going to look totally different than the light I put in the whimsical world versus the medieval world. And so it was a really good idea to just like break down world building into a smaller chunk. So like the 10, like, I mean, so if you're doing this, if you're thinking, hey, I want to build a club, go ask ChatGPT or something like, what are the 10, what are 10 easy assets that I could put in my build that I would need? So like a sign, a light, a door. Let's see, like I'm trying to think what else. What else did I actually use? Like maybe a couple plants for atmosphere. I don't know, a mailbox, a button that you push to, to do something. And that helped me not feel so overwhelmed by like the largeness of the process. And then you can reuse those over and over and over again. With the buildings that I have in my world that's like 1,000 parcels, I really don't want to recycle buildings. And I've done it. I'm doing it even here. I don't like that. Like in reality, you'd very rarely see the same building twice. So finding ways to like repurpose, reuse, reduce, recycle. Um, but if you want to world build, I would suggest that. Just don't start with the whole thing. Start with 10. 10 things. Because also you're practicing a muscle memory in, in your blender and your hands. That's really, really important. But then you're also just figuring out what is the vibe of your world. Because I could, like if I said I'm making a cyberpunk world, that is, I could interpret that so many ways. It could be dark dystopian. It could be neon pink and green. It could be like somewhat clean, super like futuristic. So as you're creating these 10 assets, it's also helping to drive home the feel of your world. Like you're making it so that like, okay, I'm going to repeat these colors. Or like in my whimsical world, I made like a metal placard that if I make a chest, that metal is going to go on the chest. And then if I make a chair, that metal is going to go on the chair. If I make something else, it's going to go there. Um, so that would be my suggestion. Just, I don't know, something that I kind of, it's really helped me in the past few weeks to not feel completely overwhelmed by building. Because, oh, I love building, but I'll tell you what, it's a, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I tend to approach building the way I approach cake. Is like if there's cake in front of me, I want to eat it, but I don't want to eat a piece. I'm gonna eat all of it. And I can't stop eating until the cake is gone. So sometimes I just eat all the cake because it's just easier to eat all the cake and then it's gone and it's not it's so same thing with blender. I want to do all the blender all the time and I forget to eat and probably some unhealthy habits there. Um, and I don't want to burn out on it because I can do that. All right, so I'm gonna wait for a second, make sure that our stream is good. We are moving over to Blender. We are doing something different today than buildings. Something fun, something unusual. I'm just gonna make sure that our stream is caught up, and it has. Okay, so this city that we're gonna do, I want an aerial tram. And the reason I want this, to be honest, is from a video from 2018 of Decentraland, the future of Decentraland. And Juxton, I know you probably know the video. Um, it was like a promo video of what Decentraland was going to look like. And it never happened. It never looked like that. And so, like, as I'm creating this build, I'm trying to make that video so that at least we can be like, yeah, well, at least we tried. We got close. And so I want there to be a way to move around, but up in the air because you know what, guys, we don't use the air enough. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. And because this has to fit on the scene, and the scene is absolutely bonker irregular, like like the land in the middle of this is not my land. The land over here is not. Over here it's not. It's not. But right here it is. And so I had to make this ahead of time because you guys don't want to see me stumble through trying to figure this out. That nobody came here for that. So I did kind of make this ahead of time so that we could at least have something to work with. So maybe I jumped through a few steps. I'll just show you how I created this tube because it's also super reflective because I want it to be glass. And glass for a long time, like I didn't know how to make it. So let's just make the texture real quick. We'll do Shift A. We'll come up with a cylinder. It's going to spawn down there because that's my spawn point. And I just have to move it up into the air because that's where I'm working. I like to work where like close to the spawn point because it's easier. All right. And then I'm going to rotate. Gonna get it close. -90, pretty close. But I got to get it perfect because otherwise, it's if it's not perfect, it's gonna really mess things up as I go. And then I'm probably gonna cut out the middle real quick. Shift D, so that I have 2 of these. I'm gonna hit S and make it just a tad smaller, and then I'm gonna like make it come out. All right, and we all know the cutting tool, guys. Here it goes. Ready? Click on the piece you want, then crescent wrench. Add modifier, generate, boolean, eyedropper, cutter, this thingy, apply. And if you're not normally here, the reason we do that fast is because like it's a bunch of steps, but you do it so often, it's just like beep, 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 beep. So yeah, I don't know. So that one is cuts so much stuff. Okay, so here you go. You got this. It's still opaque. We're going to come down to materials and click here. We're going to do a new material. Right now it's just like white. Base color. Oh, I'll come back to that because you can see this one's a little bit blue. I'm going to turn the roughness down to 0. And that means now there's like a little shininess to it. You can kind of see it. Possibly you can see it. It might not come through too well on the computer. Then this is the magic, the alpha. I'm giving you the alpha. So if I did 9, you're not going to see much of a difference. If I did 0.5, you're going to start seeing through this. If I did 0.2, it's almost not there. And if I did like, let's see what happens, 0.04. Oh, it's almost not there. So that's cool. Actually, this is like glass. I don't like the way the blue one looks in world. I do need to kind of like tone it down. But let's see. Let's make it like 0.3. 0.3 is like what I use a lot, or like 0.2 to 4. If I'm going to make glass on a building, it's kind of around there. And then your color, you know, do whatever kind of glass you want. You know, this is fun just to kind of come up with different like variations. Like I don't know, there's something cool about this when it's like not green, not blue, it's kind of between. And then you can darken it. So that is how you get that texture really quick. I mean, if you want to make a swimming pool, if you want to make water, windows, this right here. So take a screenshot of this. You're just going to roughness 0, alpha 0.3. Boom. Why why was it always so hard? It took me so long to figure that out. Okay, so that's how we got to this point. And now I'm going to make I'm gonna have to make like a tram to go inside here. And right now I have all these different pieces and they're just jumbled together because that's showing me where to build this. So it's like, okay, don't screw it up. To be honest, actually I think I need to move it that way. But I'm going to install this separate so that I can really tweak it. Because once you animate, if you animate it wrong, you're going to have to go back and fix all that. And fixing 3D assets is a lot different than fixing animation frames. Because then every frame that you messes with the next one. All right, so what I'm going to do is like basically trace this with my tube, which I'm not sure how this is going to work with a 90-degree angle, you guys. This is going to be kind of like probably messed up because if if you're really in a tram, thank goodness this doesn't really work like this. You're not going to do 90-degree angles. That's just going to like break. You're going to like break out of the glass and end up on the ground. But thankfully for us and Canessa's building corporation, because I do not build to code and I'd probably build kind of dangerous. I'm going to just eyeball it and hope I can make it look like like it makes sense. Um, so I'm just grabbing all of these pieces on the end. I should have shown you how to do that. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna grab all these, try to grab those, but you can see I've got like extras in there I don't want. And so the best way that I can do it is just line it up, make sure you've got X-ray, because if you don't have X-ray, you're gonna, grab all these on top, and you can see I missed that one down there. So now if I pull it, it's that little one is gonna stay there. So turn on your X-ray and then try to get it like lined up right there. Okay, so now I can just come over here and I got every single one. And now I'm just gonna hit E. Uh-oh, what did I do? I got somebody else. Look at that. Don't want that. Okay. So if you, because those are so close, I accidentally got those. So, and remember, I'm on point. Click that guy. And click that guy. So now, yep, good. Those are all I want to do. You can really get into trouble if you start doing that, because what that'll do, if you're twisting it and contorting it, that will reverse. I don't know if it's reverse the normals. I think it is, but that's how people, like when they get stuck in a collider, that's usually like what happened. I once got stuck in a collider with one exist for like an hour. I mean, nobody was coming to save us, so I don't know why we stayed there. But we stayed there. It was a nice hour. All right, so I'm gonna make this. All right. So that's probably, wait a second. No, that's too tight. Sorry, I was like, oh, I can just make it go up here. No, I need to follow that. I don't know what I was thinking. So it needs to line up perfectly. Otherwise, it might not fit on the build. Let's see. That's gonna work. I mean, more or less. Okay. That. So now the next one, thank goodness, is just going to be like this. And I'm probably, because I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do to get out of to figure this out down here, because this is not a normal, if you had a tram, you would never have like another 90-degree angle there. But let's just see. It's kind of like a straw, like when you turn a straw. Okay. So can I get a train to go through there? It really should be like a softer curve, which I could do right there because I own all the land right there. However, Brandon Manis has land. Let's see. Let's just do this. Like probably like that much. That. Okay. All right. So Brandon has this land. And then Hayabusa has this land. So I literally cannot, those are the constraints that I'm working at. I have to be able to make those corners. So that's why I'm like, oh, okay, this I could get away with it, but not those. Also, the thing that I want to do before I get too far, because normally I'd be like excited that I'm building and I would just build, get done with the whole thing. And then I'd build the train and realize I screwed it all up. So what I'm going to do before I get to that point, I'm going to build the little train car, I guess. to put inside it. But I really don't even know. Like I don't know what it's gonna look like. I haven't thought that far. I'm like thinking something that people can sit in. Um, let's do a cylinder. 32. Let's put that down to like 24. I still I still worry about my triangles. And it's so funny because when I put this in the world and I'd been building super careful and everything. And I made the X post about it because I think I was like on 100,000 triangles and I had 7.5 million to work with. I'm like, wow, I could go to town. But I have maxed out my materials. So I need to figure that out. It's like as soon as you start working on like being really good about triangles, then they're like, haha, you forgot about materials. Okay, so I tested that I could run through this because I have to make sure can an avatar fit in that. And I want it to be like futuristic, sci-fi. And that's about all I've thought about. Just gonna check the stream, make sure the stream is good. Yay! So anybody here listening, thank you everybody for coming. Make sure you get your OP badge. And if you have questions, put them in the chat. I would answer them the best I can. So I think we need something sleek and I don't know, like when I'm making something sleek, like I love drawing sharks, tuna, and torpedoes because they're like aerodynamic and if you just put them on top, like if you just put the silhouette next to each other, a torpedo looks like a tuna, looks like a shark because they're very like the sharks copied the torpedoes, guys. That's what it is. So I'm gonna try to do that too. I'm gonna use that, I don't know, like I think I don't know, like there's I don't know what I'm trying to say. But the energy, like the kind of the like the oh see that's not good. No, that looks like a pig. That makes me want to make pig sound effects. That's not gonna work. Okay, so there we go. Um, I'm just hitting the tool to extrude. What I wanted to do is have the nose up above, but I don't think I like that. So, okay, like a bullet, the nose of a bullet, like that. Great white shark, tuna, torpedo. All of them kind of like that. So, but is that what I want? Nope, I don't like it. I think I need this to be smaller. Okay, now, oh, see, this is a thing. Okay, let's just imagine, because I can change this. Let's imagine that this is our thing with the person in. It is not going to make that corner. It's going to clip out the side, like you're going to be able to see it. So let's build it right here, folks. This is the better way to do it. Oops, gotta undo all those steps. Beep, boop, boop, boop. Okay. So if I had if I had a wider turn, I'd have more freedom in the length. But I think it's gonna have to be pretty small. And like when I say small, this might really suck. Okay. Yep. It's confirmed. This really sucks. This is gonna be a pain in the butt to get it to work. But that's okay. Um, I can make this smaller and that gives me more room. I just don't want to make it so small that my avatar doesn't fit in it. So let's see what this looks like. This is a 6-foot tall box. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. So Canessa of the past did a really good thing. She made this really big because I was like, I don't want it to be too small. So if that's a 6-foot avatar, there's definitely enough room. to get inside. So I probably can make it that a little longer. Where's my box? Box goes away. All right. So maybe I do make it like that object, and now maybe it's just the point. Still, that looks like a stupid bullet. Like this is not what I thought. So, could I like sometimes you just have an idea. You're like, yeah, it'll be cool. And then you look at it and you're like, no, that's not cool. All right, but let's try this. Can I make it cool? And like also have to figure out how does the avatar get into it? Um, I'm gonna duplicate this and I'm gonna move it here. So like now if I cut this out, actually what I should do right now is hollow this out. Up. Let's see. Oh, actually, I should do it like this. I'm like, okay, I should hollow it out completely. Oops, I'm having a moment here. There we go. Okay. Sometimes you just have moments where you're like, fingers do not want to work. All right. So that. All right. Because I just want to hollow out the inside. So I'm going to grab just the shell. Generate Boolean. I interpret that. This. Okay. So now it's like totally gutted in there. And now I'm going to make it look prettier. I can, you know what, I'm overthinking this. I can always go through and be like, wow, I'm going to make something much prettier later. But right now I just like, I gotta just do it. I always do that. I always assume that once I make it, it's done. And that is very much how I like, I do not come back to stuff because I'm distracted by shiny things. All right, let's see. And that's such a bad personality trait. All right, there we go. Click this, add modifier, generate Boolean. This guy, click up there. Now, can somebody sit in there? Yes. It looks like like a Buzz Lightyear thingamajobber. That's kind of fugly right there. But you know what? We can make that prettier. So will it make the turn? This is probably they're all going to be sharp turns. There's no get out of jail free card. So yeah, it's going to do it. It is not going to be fun to animate, but it's going to do it. I mean, it's fun. But then, like, once you get to this part, then it's like, boom, one animation. And so that's easy. Okay. Um, I should make this fancier, though. Let's see. Maybe I'll just, like, duplicate it. Oh, no, can't make it bigger. That's gonna be problematic. Um, let's add a cylinder. So we should make it like metallic, I'm thinking. It I could like spend all this time making it pretty later, but I want to animate it here so you can see how fun animating is. Um, and I don't want to add a bunch of stuff and then like after I've animated it, I don't want to like start adding stuff because that can get really bad. Like it can be really hard to make it like match up. So just gonna do there. Put that guy over there. All right, now Actually, let's see. So I'm going to start giving this texture because right now my brain sees white because it is white. I'm so smart. Let's do, okay, black. Ooh, look at that. Let's throw a little, like in the Iron Man movie, let's throw a little candy apple pink in there. But he did red. Okay, so, okay, at least I have like two colors to look at. What would be cool? I think red. If I change this color though, it's going to change it for the other assets I have on scene, and I don't want to do that. Oops, what was I doing? So let's just do red 0.3. No, that's alpha. Sorry. Oh, I didn't show you how to make a metallic texture. Okay. I showed you how to make the alpha texture, which actually would be kind of cool. I bet that would be cool. But it does kind of mute it down. So, okay, pretend you didn't see that. For metallic, go 5, 0, because you want it shiny, and then alpha, just 1. You shouldn't mess with that. There you go. You got shininess, and this is a hack, you guys. You're learning some alpha right here. If you want this to be really pretty and shiny, like it's gonna be, but now just throw a little shade smooth on that. And when you are in world, you will see everything flicker. Oh, look. Oh my gosh, we're on a farm, you guys. Look at this. There's a picture. This is a glitch in the Matrix, you guys. I think I'm really on a farm. That's so cool. So yeah, so take a snapshot if you want metallic colors, and then again, just like whatever color you want, deepen it, darken it. It doesn't show up the same exact way in Decentraland. So play around with it. You'll have to be like, okay, this is not what I wanted, or this is what I wanted. Maybe I don't even want this red, honestly. Maybe I want it silver, which is sometimes a hard color to get, except it's like right there, or like if you want it black, doesn't matter what color you go on, just go all the way down, and it'll be black. But I want to have it just silver because that's kind of like a cool futuristic thing. So again, this will look very different in world. It does not look like that. Decentraland struggles to render metallics, but this is a cheat. You could go into shading, you could do blah blah blah. I don't do that. I do for some things, but not this. You can still see how on the inside these are still there. So shade smooth. Ooh, look at that. That looks fast. I don't like how this is a 9, like, I don't like that looks though. However, all right, Canessa, be smart. So since this is going to be a moving collider pushing the avatar, when we do that, the avatar has to ride on top of the collider, and if it's moving fast, let's just say this is Miss Avatar. When it's moving fast, your avatar will slip backwards. Okay, so if you're making a moving collider, like, oh, don't worry about that. If you're making a moving collider and you're like, yeah, my tunnel's gonna go fast. Do you like the sound effects? I'll do that again. Okay, what's gonna happen to the avatar is it's slowly gonna get pushed back. And if you don't have something right here, avatar will just slip and fall off. Boop. That happened with the ski jump this year. That's why some people struggled to use the ski jump. Some people could, some people couldn't. The little collider that you couldn't see looked like this. It was actually just a box. So I can't take that ugly piece away. I have to leave that there, or my avatar will fall out. Sometimes it still might, like it still might fall out. What I might want to do is make this, actually I could use this, like a thicker collider. so that when the avatar does hit it, they definitely hit it. Because sometimes if you have a small collider, it might be like bup, 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 and then out. Especially around the corners. So as I'm looking at this, I'm gonna have to see like, are my sides deep enough? Because I might lose people around the corners. Um, I might be I might be wise to actually make this harder to fall out. So let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Let's make it like glass. So once you're in there, you're not gonna fall out as easy. But I kind of don't want to because then it's two panes of glass that you're looking through. And when you're looking through the glass, it does change the way you're seeing the rest of the world. Especially that tube right there. It's white, it's clear, but it looks foggy. So I don't want to like hide people in the glass. I want them to see the world, but uh I think it's more important that they don't fall out. So let's make this look like Buzz Lightyear. Did you guys hear there's a new Toy Story movie coming out? Sorry, Toy Story movie. And guess who's doing the music? Brand new song for Toy Story 5. Taylor Swift. I know. I'm very excited too. Oops, I didn't mean that. So I will definitely be listening to that one. Okay, so there's our capsule. All right, let's hollow this out. I'm gonna hollow it out. Um, there might be a better way to do this. This is how I'm gonna do it. So I just made the inside of this come out so that I can grab it. Now it's hollow, and that way I can make one way to get in, and I'm thinking that if the avatar jumps into it, then they have to like jump in, then they have to jump out. So I saved this little cylinder. Will people be able to jump in? Probably not new users, like or mobile. Um, these are really funky on mobile, like moving colliders. I've had some really cool things happen, and then had things like unexpected surprises where I'm like, I didn't put a moving collider there. Why are you moving? And then yeah. So it's like sometimes it's super good, sometimes it's a little harder. So there we go. Add modifier, generate boolean, eyedropper. That's boop. I always just do the last two boop boop. So there we go. Now let's do this as a light green. This guy, I don't know. I have a hunch that I want that as a collider. Like, I could be wrong. So I'm going to right click, rename, and I'm calling that model collider. Now I haven't told the computer or I haven't told Blender any of this. None of this is a collider. So if you're just getting into like colliders and stuff, you can see it right here, or like on your sheet right here. You can see it named Model Collider. So none of this is. So if you walk in it right now in the world, you're just going to walk right through it. But there's a really nice, very nice setting that you can hit in the Creator Hub that's going to force this to be a collider. So I no longer have to do that, which means I don't have to add all of those triangles to my scene, which is huge. However, with this guy, I'm like, if I don't call it Model Collider, it's going to show up as this ugly white cylinder. So now when I export it, it's not going to be there. You're not going to see it, but is going to be there. And then everything else is going to be the collider. as well. So it's just kind of like like an insurance policy, I guess. Make sure that it works. All right, so I think once an avatar is in here, they're going to be pretty trapped. You're going to have to jump to get out. But okay, is that what I want it to look like? Maybe I don't want it green, actually, guys, because there's already going to be so much color. Like I said, I might, but I want people to see it. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to jump in. So I can try that. Then, like later, if it's not the right color, I can change it up. Um, so since this is like these pieces have to fit together pretty perfect. But I want to join it all as one object. I'm going to take this, I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm just going to put this over here. I might even save this in a totally different document called like not joined. Because that way, if I need to, I always have those. But then this, because I think this is pretty good, do I want to add any other accents? I hate the back of that. That's so ugly, but whatever. So if I have it all highlighted, I can right click, join, and it didn't work. Yay. So sometimes it doesn't do that, and I just have to grab them for some reason. This doesn't work. I don't know. Okay. And now I'm going to look at where the center of my object is, because when you're animating, this is really important. If I wanted this, like right now it's pretty good, I think, for animating, because when I pivot it, it's going to pivot on that center. So if I'm going around the curve up ahead, this poor thing has to make that tight curve. Is this the best place to pivot? Because I don't think this would naturally be the pivot point. I think the natural pivot point would be a little bit further up here. So if I go and I grab cursor, and then I like eyeball it, right click, set origin to cursor. Now all of a sudden when I turn it, it's like that. That's actually going to be way easier to animate, the 90-degree turn, because I think I can, I don't know, it's like, it's like leading with, kind of like a boat, like the center, what is it, center of gravity. And maybe I want it down there, but I don't think so, because all I'm going to be doing is like left or right. Okay, so here we go. This is the part. This is the moment of truth. Actually, what I have to do, because this is the beginning of it. This could totally suck, you guys. This might not work at all. So just be ready for lots of failure. What I could do is, because I want it to actually be like pull out, like, you know, let people get on right here. But I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm gonna solve that problem later. I am gonna give myself a little bit of keyframes where I don't have anything there so that I can easily come in later and put those there. Okay, here goes animation. All you gotta do, hover over it, hit I, and I will put your keyframe. Now it's telling, you know, the computer, oh, you see other things moving down there. See that? Because there's a lot of animations in this scene. So if I just hit play, you can see an elevator, you can see a sign, you can see another elevator. Should see some sparkly stuff. I guess I took those out. And so right now, this scene has 1,000 frames in it. And I know I'm going to need more than 1,000 frames. So just note to self, if you're animating and your animation stops and you're like, what the heck? Go ask yourself, did you add extra frames? Because right now, that elevator only goes to 1,000. So as soon as it gets to 1,040, it just stops. You didn't tell it what to do. And so many times I've been like, oh my gosh, why is this broke? And then I just realized, like, oh, it's doing exactly what I told it to. So these are going to stop right there. The keyframes are going to keep going. And then all of a sudden, they're going to start. So that's all it is. Every single animation on this has to get exported at the same number of frames if you want it to work. Sometimes it's like the elevator stopping, that's perfect. Let it stop at the bottom and it'll just kick right up. The reason I say that is because 1,000 frames is not going to work for this. We're probably going to need like, I don't know, 7,000 frames. But right now, I don't want to work with that much because I'm going to have to keep going back and forth, back and forth. If you have 7,000 frames, you're just going to, it's a lot more work for you. So, so, um, especially with emotes, when you're making an emote, just work like 20 frames at a time because then you can go back and test it. Since these other guys have, actually, you know what? Let's just, wait, I don't want to destroy all of them, but let's just like nuke the things that are moving because then I don't have to worry about that. Oops, that one. Okay, so, oh, there's still a lot moving. I'm just gonna take all those out. This is a duplicate, so don't worry. I don't know what was moving there. Let's just do this. So that's the only guy moving. 82. So whatever it is, I think it's the top of a building. So now the only keyframe on this whole thing is right here. And if you're animating, especially when you're just getting started, animating is, it can be really overwhelming. Learn how to, yeah, emotes are super helpful. So I'm going to always remember, move this down here before you move this up here. Every single time I animate, I go and I'm like, I do the thing, and then I'm like, I keyframe. And then I'm like, oh, now I just overwrote that one. So that's not what I want. So make sure your move keyframe. Sorry, move keyframe, move keyframe, move keyframe. But always down here first. You'll once you start animating, you'll realize why. So I want this guy to move fast, but it's got to move slow enough that it doesn't kill, like push the avatar off of the collider. So I'm just gonna get it to like here. If you did stop motion, because like all of my animation experience is stop motion. In stop motion, that would have been 10 minutes of work because you'd have to get every single keyframe. This is cheating. So much cheating. Oh, look at how fast that is. Okay. So test early, test often. That's cool. I do not think the avatar is going to stay on it. So I'm going to slow this down and I can just move this that way. No, wait. I just sped it up. Ah, okay. I know nothing. There we go. So still there. One thing you can do is you can just animate the movement and you do not have to get all of the motion figured out perfectly. Not yet. So you can just, I don't know, sometimes I'm lazy. I'm just like every 20 frames I put a keyframe in. All right, so this is where the brain actually has to brain. So I'm going to move it forward, rotate, and then I think I have to move it like up a little bit. And then I move on the bottom, forward, rotate. Forward, up, rotate. Usually I try to do them in a sequence just because it helps my brain that one time out of sequence. And this is why I don't listen to music when I work. Like, I can't, I don't know, for some reason I just have to do this in silence. Especially if it's an emote and there's a song attached to it. I can't listen to somebody else's music while trying to get the rhythm of the emote in my head. So thank you, Billy. When I did the chicken dance one, I listened to the chicken dance song probably 300 times. Uh, And about halfway through it, I was like, I think Billy did this on purpose. I think he doesn't like me. There's there's something there's some other ulterior motive. All right, so now I think this one I can uh let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's go straight. There we go. Boom. And Houston, we have takeoff. Let's just see how fast we go. There. Okay. So this is going to look really bad. Well, let's watch it. There. Oh, it's slow. He's making the turn. I wish we could move that fast. That'd be so cool. Okay, so a few things. The first thing I noticed is when the ship, whatever that we're calling it, goes from this keyframe to this keyframe. You'll notice it goes fast and then it starts to slow. See that? And then obviously like this keyframe is close together, so it's part of that. But what it also is you can have so much control over these animations. But right now it's on what's called like a Bezier curve, and so it slows down. And I don't like that. That is a good thing to use in elevators, where elevators would go fast and then slow and then stop. And then they'd go up and then fast and then slow and stop. But not this, or a sign, or a tree. Nothing else. Like most of them, you want it just to have one constant speed. So this is really important, really important. Go down here, just have your, at the bottom, the playback, and then hit A for all, because you want to select them all. T, and then this is where you can get into some crazy stuff. So let's just sit, like, what we're on right now is Bezier, and I want it to be linear. Okay, so now it's like linear speed. It doesn't slow down. The only reason it slows there is because it's the keyframes are closer together. But if you watch from this keyframe to this keyframe, there should not be any slowing until it gets to there. So let's look at what would happen if we did like exponential. Oh, okay. Exponential, it like goes exponentially fast. Okay, let's do hit T. Let's do bounce. Okay, what's the worst that could happen? Bounce. Oh, okay, look at that. That's pretty cool. Gosh, if I was like making a mining game where it's just trying to like get through the dirt, that would be pretty fun. Let's do elastic. Okay. I bet it's gonna bounce back or something. Oh, look at that. Jeez, I should probably use that more often. That's pretty cool. T. What else? Back. That's cool. So there's a lot of ways that you can play with the animation just by doing that. So sometimes if you're animating something and you're like, this does not look good, it's not the like it doesn't look the way I wanted it to. Remember, A to select all of them, T, and then like usually I use linear. Like 99% of my animations, it's going to be linear. All right, so let's get it to where it doesn't have this slowdown. And so I'm going to probably mark like right here. I'm going to hit M because that's going to mark that frame. And then right here, I'm going to hit M. So everything in between these two, I've got to speed up. Shout out to Dr. Drip who taught me this one, that if I highlight these and then I hit S, just like I would making like an asset smaller, it brings the keyframes closer together because I was like animating them and he was like, no, you don't have to do that. So let's see. Okay, better, better, but still like not the way it would be. Let's just move. Always zoom in and out too, because these are once you're getting down to like specific keyframes, um, you got to zoom way, way, way in. So let's see. That's not bad. There's like a pause. You can see there's a pause, right? Oh, maybe. Was there a pause? I thought there was a pause. Okay. Because I was thinking, I mean, it's only one keyframe, but let's do that. Put them a little closer together. Okay. Pretty good, pretty good. I wonder if we can just get it a little further. I'm going to be riding this thing, oops, all afternoon trying to see if my avatar falls off. So 113, 114, 15, 16, 17, 18. I can't get them closer together because that is literally one after another. There we go. Ooh, get that turn. And actually, if I want to see what that looks, I should have shut that one off a while ago. Oh, where did I go? So sometimes you'll find your keyframes are gone, and it just means like I clicked on something else because this asset does not have any animation, or this one, or this one, or this one, or this one. So the only asset that does have animation is that guy right there. So I click on the tube and then click one more time, and then there he is. So don't panic. Keyframes disappearing happens a lot, especially in emotes, because you're probably on object mode, not pose mode. Yay! Okay, it works. So let's see. If I'm at 83 frames and 183, so 100 frames to take it from here to here. So actually, I could be wrong about the thinking that this was going to take like 7,000 frames to animate. Although I have to decide what is the path? Does it come this way? Like, it would be very logical that it would make um, to make a figure eight. Like, this is the cantina. This is like Sinful's land. So it's going to come in here, maybe do a loop around, here, stop here, stop here, but then I have to turn it turn it around. I am not looking forward to that animation. I can't back a car um, with a trailer on it. It's going to be like backing up a boat. If anybody's ever backed up a boat, you know it's better just to like drive the car into the water and run and take the tabs and the license plate off because it's probably going to be easier than getting the boat turned around. So that's going to be fun to animate. However, I already got this far. So now I think it's going to be easier on the next one because if I just go let's just do this. Let's do that. Because now I know to make the curve, all I need is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 10 animations, one frame next to each other. So it's actually easier if I just model that. And let's see if I can do that real quick. So 183, gotta zoom in a little bit further. So 183 plus 10, 193. I'm just gonna mark that. Okay. So I should be at that angle by the 10. And actually what I could do, oh, I don't want to do that. I was gonna like just move it and then just fill in the keyframes because I could do that actually. Let's do that. Let's just go crazy. If I wanted this, try to do it is eyeball it as much as I can. Right there. So here's the other option is that I don't even animate it at all. I just let the computer fill in the frames. But the problem with that is that you can see right there, it's clipping. So I could go in and just be like, push it right there, and then animate, throw in a keyframe right there, keyframe. So that's way less keyframes. Maybe I need to start it turning a little bit sooner, I think. So if I just didn't want to like spend the time, like if you're under the gun and you're like, dude, I need to get like I needed this published yesterday. That's another way to do it. It's just personally, I think um, this animation looks smoother than this one. However, sometimes these are the stupid things that I'll spend all day on when it's like really nobody cares. Nobody is going to see that. The only person that's going to see it maybe is like Issa, and she's going to be like, that's cool, like she's not going to think it's not good. So sometimes I really have to force myself to be like, is this really a problem, or is this just a fabricated problem that I really don't need to be worrying about right now? I think it's the second. All right, let's do that. It's a little bit too much. Okay, those are too close together. So that gonna compensate. Ooh, that's bad. There we go. Okay, this is a long stretch. That's gonna be way too fast, but and I do like to try to get it as realistic as possible. Although, like I said, you can come in and edit it later, but I don't know. Sometimes just seeing it as much as realistic as possible lets you kind of like avoid things. Because if you come in later and you're like, oh, I need to change keyframes over here, I don't know. Sometimes, depending on what they are, they can mess up like your whole thing. Right there. Probably a little bit further. Okay. Oh, and did you see that pop up like down here? So if I hit I up here, let's just say that's it. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay. All right. I do want to do that. But it just made him go back over there. So, all right. So if I moved it, I haven't put the keyframe in yet. And if I hit I when it's up here, like we've been doing, it automatically adds that. But if I don't, and I'm like bloop, 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 moving fast, and I'm down here, and I hit I, it's going to do this. It's going to be like all channels, and it's asking you, like, which one you want. So it's okay. Like, I don't know. I just do all channels. That is not centered. Ideally, I should have gone and tested this. Like, um, I do not know if my avatar really can ride in it right now. Ooh, that looks bad. Look at how that one is doing. Oh, ucky, yuck. Um, so after this, I might go test it and be like, oh, snap. Like, this is not the right size. In which case, I would have to do all of this over again, probably. Um, I don't like resizing stuff after I've animated it. In my emotes, I've been like traumatized by that. So, yes, I do not want to do that. Oh, you know what? I have not fixed this tube yet. This is a hard 90. Um, this is not a soft fabricated 90. So we're good. That's probably going to be way easier. I don't have to spend that much time on it. And up there. All channels. So I could just like throw in a frame in the middle, just assuming that it's going to need to be compensated for I, and then at the end. And you know what? If this doesn't fit, I can always make the tube bigger. All right, so it's gonna, all right, let's see if we can see it, you guys. And I'm gonna actually like change the frames down to 350. Because that way I can see it. So there it is up there, down over here. Yep, perfect. And then I could have it over here, and it's got to do, it's got to go through that turn. I think it's at a slight angle, not a perfect parallel angle, slightly perpendicular. Um, yeah, so there you go. There is basically animating the moving object. Oh, and you know what I'll do? I'll make it real nice for us so we can see our work. Let's just throw all that out. I can just like undo that, so that's good. So animating is it's so fun. It is also like tedious. I would say patience is definitely something that I can do. Like I can sit here and totally geek out on tiny stuff and just like focusing on that. So uh learn how to animate because there's so much that you can do with your assets, especially with like vibe coding, with like cursor AI or anything. Um, even the smallest animation just brings life to your build. And also just this is gonna be fun to ride in. I'm gonna go ride it. I'm gonna probably go deploy it, ride in it, probably cry because it probably isn't gonna work. No, it's gonna work. But yeah, let me know if there's questions about it. I wish I could make it like a bigger train, and I could, but um, actually, I could probably pretty easily because all I'd have to do. I love saying all I have to do because it's usually like that's what I say right before I do something really hard. All you have to do is like put a bunch of these together and then animate them. Actually, let's see, could I do? No, I can't join them. Animate them, move the keyframes. Actually, let's see, can I do this? Can I do this? This is so horrible. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that first one. Yeah, okay, so there we go. Wait. Did it take it? Yes, okay. So, yep, there's my other duplicate. Okay, so what I'm thinking, this is what happens when I start thinking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they are going to take off at different times, but they are going to basically follow each other because I slowed down the sorry, they're like the snake game. Um, because I just slowed down the animation by 4 frames. So this is like a cheap, low-tech way to make it look like I just parented them together. I didn't. I just moved their keyframes. I could change like at the beginning, but yeah. So that would be really cool, actually. And I have to decide what happens. Is there one train? What happens when a train hits each other? I like that. I think 3 of them at a time is going to be better because then people can ride in them. I'll have to figure out what's happening around there. I think because it slows down the frames. Yeah, I might have to like slow the second and the third car. But then I have to remember I have another like rest of the scene to build, so maybe I should just not even worry about this, add it later, and just be happy that I got this far. There we go. All right, so I am looking back. I'm gonna, if anybody has questions, I know that was a lot. That was like an hour of talking. Let's see. Who is Satoshi? I don't know who Satoshi is. Uh, Cat. All right. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I think there we go. Mew Mew. GM builders. A lot of commands just to cutting. Yes. Yes, just some dude. There's probably an easier way. You never know. Um, yeah, just some dude. You could combine those with 2 clicks. Let's see. It's just some dude here. You could, however, I am always, I guess, in my head, I don't want to just connect those tubes with 2 clicks because I don't want those triangles hanging out there. And I want it to look seamless. And when you're using transparent textures like that, that it's going to show up if you do that, and you're going to have a line. So if I extrude the way I did, I won't have that line, and I will somewhat reduce some triangles. Probably not much. I probably don't need to be that worried about it, but yeah. Let's see. So everyone in incognito, yes. Government agency. Oh my gosh. Chrono, awesome. Thank you for joining us. Is there an offset tool? I do not know. How many frames in a second? Good question. It's default, I think, is 30 because you can go and like adjust it. You definitely have to know like where your frames are when you're doing emotes. Oh, let's see. I never mess with it. It might be physics. I never mess with it, but I know if you're doing emotes, animation, you so in the documentation for emotes, you're supposed to go check FPS every single time. I don't. So someday that's gonna come back to bite me. But if it's like 30 frames per second, then yeah, 30. But you can adjust that. So like yeah, right now there's a glitch making emotes. If you submit your emote, somehow it defaults to 30.1 frames per second. And like the last emote I made, I screenshotted my settings like in the builder, and Issa knows about it too. Like for some reason it's like adding point such and such a frame so that by the end if you use 300 frames it's 30.1. So Yeah, just super, super annoying. Let's see. Yeah, this could be a super fun game. Definitely. You know what? Like, if you want to make something, like this is, I would say this is complicated. Like, even for me, I gotta sit here the rest of the day. This was the easy part. I think the not easy part is turning this sucker around. Like I said, it's like driving a boat. I'd rather drive the boat on a trailer into the water than actually turn it around because I'm gonna have to go up here, go out here, turn around, come back. I also have like I have to build a train station here, 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 here. So don't don't let this like freak you out. What you probably should do is just start with like um, take this guy and remove all his keyframes. Um, this would actually be a really good one to do if you had a platform. Go into let's see, go like here, keyframe, here, keyframe, and then go into Bezier and then just copy those and just have like a ride to go back and forth like that. Oops, don't mind it's gonna reset. Okay. But like right here, it'll do the right thing. Like it's just gonna go here and go here. Um it could be like one of those games at the fair where you have to like jump into it here. I know what to do. Okay, so right, like it could be a ride at the fair where you have to jump into it. It slows down, so that's good, but then it kind of speeds up. You're going over here. It doesn't have to be this super complicated, like, oh, I have to make a 90-degree turn. That's hard. Like, just do something like this, or a platform, or an elevator. Start with an elevator, because an elevator is so useful. We're going to use it everywhere. Like, you need it. I'm making elevators in like all these buildings. It's such a pain in the butt. It's super easy, but it is, it's just like something you're going to use over and over again. This could also, like, once you know how to do this, let's just say, let's just say, can we make a game in 2 minutes? Let's do a UV sphere, Britney sphere. All right, let's do a balloon, right? Don't worry if that's not a balloon. Let's just make it red. Okay. Um, oops, 350. Okay, I channels. Oops, I this is the easiest thing if you just animate those two at the start. All right, so now go into Cursor AI and say, let me throw a dart. And if the dart hits the red balloon, and you're going to call this red balloon, if the dart hits the red balloon, let the red balloon disappear and add 5 points to players total. Like literally, you could have a game in zero, like no time. Because if you can animate it here, bring it into cursor, you can tell cursor, say play animation of red balloon until dart hits red balloon. You can like give all of this to cursor. And then if you want, you can be like duplicate, um, okay, like green. Okay, and then the keyframes are going to be the same, so you're going to have to change those. Let's do I, that, I, copy. Paste. And then green balloon. Okay, so again, you could bring these animations. You've got it labeled. You're going to tell AI what they are. Maybe red balloon is worth 50 points. Actually, yeah, let's do red balloon is worth 50 points because it's smaller. I'm going to do a keyframe there. And then I have to do the same thing because it's going to get bigger. Okay. So take these, throw them into cursor. When dart hits red balloon, add 50 points to player's score. Make red balloon disappear. When dart hits green balloon, add 25 points to player's score. Make green balloon disappear. Like really the AI coding, that's all it is. So you can, the animation that we're learning here, it's not just like riding stuff around. It's everything. It's everything you want. Make a carnival game, make little duckies going around in a circle. It's there's like so much that you can do with that. Yeah, come back to do the come back and do more emotes. They're not easy, but they're doable. And I mean, I can only do an emote with one prop. I can't do more than one. Everybody else has surpassed me. I gotta sit in there and like figure out how to do it. But a UFO, yes, you make a UFO. There's so much you could do. So let me know if you guys have more questions. Otherwise, thank you for being here. Animation is, I am so happy I learned animation because I'm using it for so many things. Like when you guys go on my experiences, you're gonna be like, wow, somebody discovered vibe coding. Like, because I'm like doing the same thing, but like on different like little things. When somebody finds something like that they can do and they're really proud and excited, but then they put that everywhere. That's me. That's me. But it's super fun and it's yeah, it's I would say in the last 2 weeks I've just had so much fun building. It's not even about like, oh, I need to build because I need to get this thing done for, the birthday party or the whatever, like Mardi Gras, or it's just like, oh my gosh, could I do this? And then I do the thing, and then I'm like, okay, but does it show up on mobile? And then I jump into mobile, and I'm like, oh, it's even better on mobile. Like, okay, this is cool. So keep building, you guys. Like, I can't tell you enough. The fact that you're here today, you're already ahead. Like, I really think I think we're on the rocket ship launch pad, and it's counting down. Because what we can do with vibe coding now is it's just going to change everything. And I don't know, maybe some of you guys are like, yeah, goodness, we're vibe coding back in October and you're just now catching up. Maybe I'm just catching up. But I'm really excited. Over here behind La Cantina is where this is going to be. So, um Odd Job is giving away 4 parcels of land for free, you guys. I'm going to run over and show you where they are, okay? 4 parcels on Saturday. You have a chance to win. And they're here. And I'm not going to say this is the best value land on the map because I don't know where the best value land on the map is. But I can tell you this is probably some of the most actively built land by other users. And so if you want to join us, this is the land he's giving away. Because look, want to win a parcel. Oops. This is the grass I put there. I used to own this, made some trades with Odd Job, and now he's giving it away to the community. So there's only a few more days of these trees, and then all of this is going to be developed. So like this land is going to be right by the activity. Your neighbors, you got a lot of neighbors that you know. There's Fancy, there's Oddjob. I think Meta Tiger has a build right over here. Gotta go with the camera. I believe that's Meta Tigers. I know Meta Tiger has land here. Bitcoin has land over here. Rishi on the west side. JK. Who else? Old guy. Alan. Meta Ryuk. M. Hayabusa. Brandon Menace. A little bit further up there. So we're bringing it all together. And if you guys want to, you know, build something here, you do have to write an essay, or not an essay. Oh God, I just sounded like a teacher. You have to tell Oddjob why. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be MLA referenced or 500 words. I'm like so totally having flashbacks. You just have to tell Oddjob why you want it. Details are at the Community Building Decentraland X page. So go hunt it out. And it's not going to be a raffle to just random, like a random person. You actually have to build on it. And if you build on it after 3 months, it's yours. So this is, I would say, just knowing what I'm going to put in here, this is an opportunity I don't think people want to sleep on. So if you have an idea of something cool, let us know. Oh, I love that VW bus. I want that bus, actually. Where did he get that? I need a bus. Look at that thing is ready to fly. Sorry, I just get a little distracted. Get in. Where are we going? Oh my gosh, I need to ask Valenz where he got that because I need a Volkswagen, GLB, because I want to put a Volkswagen on my land. Okay, there we go, you guys. The last builder basic with a big plot of land behind it. After this, we're gonna put some other stuff in there. So thank you everybody for being here. Go to the Community Building Decentraland X post and find out about that free land. Let's see if I can put my mushroom back in the same spot. Oh, almost. Otherwise, gosh, just thank you for being here. Keep building, keep building. We got crazy good stuff coming, and so glad that everybody's building. And exactly, and get in, Lizzie. We're going shopping. I know that's totally what I was thinking. I need that van so bad. I need that van. I can't even tell you now. All of a sudden, I want to put like Decentraland bumper stickers on it. That would be peak. So, and I really don't want to take the time to go model a van because that looks like a lot of work. I'm really good when it comes to like straight edges, but that looks like like I'd actually have to put some time in. Okay, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Be here on Saturday. I think it's gonna be memorable. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, on Saturday we got free wearables. We got pants coming out. It's the CBD 4 year. So the first year we did a jacket. The second year I was in Argentina. We didn't do anything, not much. The third year we made shoes, and this year we're doing pants. So we're gonna have like all the good stuff. Okay, you guys, I gotta jump out of here because I gotta make that thing actually work with like the turnaround, and I'm gonna go test it and see if I fall out because I'm probably gonna fall out. But thank you for being here. Have a good day, and we're gonna talk to you guys real soon. Bye bye.